Hi, it's Karen here again. Today I'm going to show you how to create this really festive tag using the Sweet Poppy Stencil Snowflake, and I'm going to use brushos for the background. If you haven't come across these are gorgeous, highly pigmented pots of paint. They come in the form of a powder, and you'll see the magic that happens when we mix them with water. So we're going to create the background with them, and then we're going to stencil on with festive berries. I'm using distress inks this time. If you've only got oxides, no worries, it will work just the same. The result may not be as bright, but it will still be really beautiful. And then I'm going to stencil on some black ink on the top of it. And then gold and white splatters. I hope you can pick those up. So we get started. Now, brushes tend to go everywhere, so make sure that your work surface is relatively clear. When they are mixed with water, they fly. The two colours that I'm going to be using here today are alizarin crimson and rose red. When I get my first pot of brushos, I will poke a hole in the top with my pokey tool. And one of these push pins from the stationery shop just does the trick. These little stickers I found from a little company called Crafty Roos, and they just make my brushos look so organised. Isn't that beautiful? And after all, as crafters, we are involved in more than one hobby, and organising is one of our hobbies. So we're going to take our tag, which as always is 6.5 centimetres by 12.5, and we are going to, I'm working with 300 GSM card. You definitely will need 300 GSM card for this. So I'm just going to spritz it with water, and I said that the little brusho pigments get everywhere. That's left over from somewhere, my mat or whatever. I'm going to take my alizarin crimson. Did you see that? Just check that out. It just runs beautifully. So less is best here. And then I'm just going to put red, this is rose red, through the middle. It's much better to start with less. And then we're going to just, using water, run it around the card. You'll see in the alizarin crimson there are bits of blue, and many of the colours have lots of different shades within them. Really interesting. Actually, one colour that I've not used very often, but when I did use it I went wow, is grey. Grey has all sorts of colours in it, purples, blues. So you can see I'm just running this liquid around the card. In an ideal world, I want to get rid of some of that deep blotch there. But I think that's okay. We can work with that. Now I'm just going to dry it. So you can see, as I dried it, it curled, but I just turned it over, tapped it down, and it spread out flat once again. So we're going to take our magnetic sheet, and I'm going to lay my stencil. Oh, let me just tell you, in an ideal world we don't want these splotches, but you'll see how we can work with them. So I'm going to just put my stencil flat down. The magnetic sheet holds it beautifully, and I'm just going to stencil 3 of these snowflakes in red, and then I'm going to come and do 3 of the snowflakes in black. As I do the black, I'm going to slightly set it back from the red so that what you are left with when you look at your tag is the red really prominent through the black, even though the black is the darker colour. And there we have our really festive tag. Probably what I should have done was punched a hole in there before I splattered it with paint, because now I'm going to need to wait for it to dry before I put my ribbons on. But I'll do that afterwards. You get the idea. I hope you've liked that tag, and I'd love to see what you create. Thanks for watching. Bye.